Hello, everyone. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the Business Showcase, and I am so pleased to be here with you today. My name is Cece Shatz. I'm the Doyenne of Relationship Building, and I'm also the owner of Going Solo Network, which is our station here, goingsolomedia.com. And I want to do our homework so you guys can connect me. You can email me anytime you'd like at goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. I love to get your messages, and I definitely respond to you right away. So please feel free to comment or contact us any way you'd like. We'd love to have your comments with regards to what you'd like to listen to, what have you listened to, how can we do it better? Because that's what it's all about in business, isn't it? Well, we are going to jump right in because we've got a lot going on here on our station here today. We are going to talk about money. And who doesn't like to talk about money? Sometimes we don't want to talk about money, but we have to. And the reason being is that money is truly energy. And we're going to talk about that today with our wonderful guest. Let's bring her right up. Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing well, Cece. Yeah, thank you for having me today.
Oh, it is so nice to have you. We have Margaret Peg. She goes by Peg Donohue, and she, together with a wonderful friend of hers, have written this terrific book, and it's called Money is an Energy Game. And so, you know, we all struggle with money. We still struggle with money. I mean, it just doesn't matter how much money we make. We still struggle with it, right? We have to try to figure out what to do with it, what not to do with it. And then also, you know, our finances kind of give us the, you know, are you successful? Aren't you successful? So tell us a little bit about why you decided to go ahead and write a book like this.
Well, I had a successful corporate career for 21 years. I left that in 2000, and I thought actually that I would take 6 months off and just get another job. And you know what? I never did. The more I took time off, I realized I was really enjoying it, enjoying life a bit more than being in an office environment. I studied metaphysics and just went deep into other fields, what some of my colleagues would call woo-woo fields. And along the way, I met Madeline Gerwick. We were both taking some prosperity training classes. And I also decided to go into Feng Shui. So I went through 3 professional Feng Shui training courses. And then I've had my own Feng Shui practice for the last 20 years as well. And I also learned a lot about just intuition, intuitive development, energy techniques. And during the early 2000s, it turned out that Madeline and I were both studying prosperity principles and how we can bring prosperity to ourselves and how you generate it. And so early on, we decided to link together, and we developed and taught 3 different prosperity training programs. So the book, Money is an Energy Game, emerged out of those training classes. We wanted a way to take this message really to the world at large, to a bigger audience, because everybody can benefit from it.
Right. And I definitely think that this is so spot on, because I think we can control the universe, so to speak. You know, it's what we put out there comes back to us. You know, our mindset can create a shift in our lives, whether it be good or negative. So, you know, why can't we really control, you know, having money? You know, how, so, I mean, I do believe that. So what do we do to, you know, to start with? Like if we're like, say we're starting a business and we're not quite sure on, are we going to be successful?
That's a big one. Yeah. And rather than say control, I don't think of it so much as controlling things versus really being in the flow of things. Okay. That's really what we want to do. We want to be in the flow. We want to be in unison. And you want to be in unison with what it is you really want. So many times we're focused on what we don't want. And we're in fear about it. We're worried about what might happen. We're worried about success. We're worried about what other people are thinking. And the challenge really is to focus on the end result. that you want. So skip over all the hows of how it's going to happen and really get a good picture in your mind and see yourself being successful. Say, suppose as you're developing your business and your radio network, and see it going out to the world at large and really being a booming success. And also through the process, what you want to do is recognize your own energy patterns, and in particular your beliefs, your thoughts, the self-talk that's coming up. And you want to learn to let that go. So one of the things that we have in the book is an emotional freedom and healing tapping release. I do those sessions with people. So we have a link to a free session in the book. It takes about 45 minutes to do. And it's really about tapping away many common beliefs and what I would say are misconceptions about money. The blocks that many of us have, that I don't deserve it. I'll never be successful, or other people, can do this, but not me, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and many times it's the beliefs that you've grown up with, because these beliefs are inherited. They're inherited from your parents and from your ancestors. So think about the different stories that you grew up with around money. Money doesn't grow on trees, or it's hard to make money. Recognize those and then learn to let them go, because it's all energy is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because when you said that, I remember my mother saying that, and I said, but it does, because trees are, money's made of paper. Paper comes from trees.
That is awesome. So here we go. Money does grow on trees.
And she would throw her hands up. It was like, okay, you can't argue that one,
That's right. And you could actually create a money tree too. You could build your own, create your own money tree. Sure. Yeah.
That's funny. But it is true. The what you fear the most is what's going to come true. And, that one song, what they have, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it's true. If you kind of let it go, it will come back to you. You have to have that positive mindset that goodness will come to you, right?
Right. And it's taking this back to the core principle, which is energy. It's all energy. So whatever you're focused on is what you are empowering. You're giving more strength to it. So it's going to happen. And so recognizing your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. Now, our feelings are encoded in our cells. And many times you may not realize how strong they are and how they are influencing the outcome of what's happening. So recognizing feelings and patterns that are not serving you. Mm-hmm. They may be delivering what you're receiving, and if it's not what you want, then they're not serving you.
Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, I think you're very spot on with that. Let someone send a message here. Let's see what they think. Oh, it's like Mark said, don't forget the cotton.
There you go.
That's funny. Thank you, Mark, for listening. We appreciate it. It is so true. And I think about, all of the sports individuals, how they, go through all the training that they go through, all the different things that they do. They have to have that winning mindset, right?
Absolutely.
They have to see that end.
They do have the winning mindset.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, if they don't have it, they're not going to win. I mean, very seldom I think anyone's going to achieve anything if you have a negative mindset. So you really do.
Well, that's what they achieve. See,
right.
Because we're always achieving whatever it is we're focused on.
Right. So they envision the end result as being the winner, standing there with that,
the trophy,
medallion or trophy, or whatever it is that they're going to get. Yeah, because what would life be if we think that we're always going to not get what we are set out to do? So I guess what I have to ask you though is, when we talk about these patterns in our lives, how can we create a shift if we find ourselves being insecure as we're moving forward in our lives to be able to achieve what we want to achieve?
Oh, that's a great question. So what I would recommend is pay attention to the thoughts that are coming up, the stories, what you're telling other people. So if you are lamenting about what's not happening in your life, just recognize that and stop, and then start to tell the story the way you want it to unfold. Put a new ending on it. So this is not about denying what's happening at all, but it's about reshaping it and reformatting it so that the shift is happening. Because you're not going to go from 0 to 100 all at once.
Right.
This really takes time, particularly if you have been trained that life is hard. You have to work hard to make money. You'll never get there. You'll never have enough. You know, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If you're carrying those beliefs, you have to learn to let them go. Mm-hmm. And then shift yourself. So, and you can do it in form of what we call progressive affirmations. I'm going to have a better day today. This month, I'm going to earn more than I made last month. My bank account is beginning to fill up. The taxes are easier to pay this month. You know, those sorts of things. You know, to change the stories that you're telling yourself. And also listen to what other people are telling you. Because many times, you know, these negative stories, they gain momentum because somebody will say something, somebody else will agree, then a third person will come in, and it's like the telephone game. It grows and grows and grows. It snowballs, right? And so learn to not jump into the fray with those stories. Pull back or offer a different ending to it.
Yeah, that's great advice, you know, because so often someone will say something negative and that remains in your mindset.
That's right.
And
right. Or you might say, oh, that happened to me, and here's what happened, and then you're telling that whole story, but it's not what you really want. It may, you know, be true, and it's what happened, but it's learning to pull away from that and making a shift. So what I do oftentimes is say, come to neutral. At least, you know, come up to neutral, you know, sort of a level playing field, and then move forward from there.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So tell us when you met, like, how did you decide to co-author the book with Madeline? How did you?
Madeline her business is Polaris Business Guides, and my business is Feng Shui Connections. And so I think in the early 2000s, she was looking for somebody with Feng Shui experience to join her team. And it's funny because I think it had come to me maybe two times before it caught my attention, and somebody actually brought it to my attention. And I have this thing that if I need to see something, you know, tell me at least 3 times, make it really obvious. So I think somebody sent me a note one day and said, hey, did you see that Madeline Gerwick's looking for a Feng Shui, you know, practitioner? And so I connected with her at that point, and we just hit it off. And we realized we had a lot of the same interests in common, and I was offering Feng Shui services to her clientele as well. And then we started taking prosperity classes together, prosperity training, and really learning the science behind this. And the science has a lot to do with our beliefs and our habits, our feelings, what gets encoded in our cells. And all that. Bruce Lipton has written about this. Lynn McTaggart has written about this. Barbara Fredrickson has written about this. All different aspects about how our energy impacts what's happening in our lives. Mm-hmm. And we both were serving, or we do serve business clientele. And so, you know, money is huge, you know, for people. It's big issues. It causes a lot of strife, you know, in many lives. And it doesn't have to be that way. Mm-hmm. That we believe that life should be joyful. Your work should be joyful. We should all be doing work that we really, really want to do versus going to work every day to earn a paycheck and then come home and do what you want to do.
Yeah, you know, I heard just recently, that on, I think, one of the news programs, which I don't watch very often, but I heard this where I guess the millennials are now shifting their mindset with regards to work. You know, back when, probably even in my time, we worked, we made a good living, and we worked and we earned money to go on vacation, to enjoy life. Right. Millennials now are working, doing a job they enjoy because they love it, and then take a vacation because they just need it.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I have a millennial daughter, and she and her friends, that's exactly what they do. They're moving into work that they like, and if they're in a job and they're not enjoying it, they're going to move right on to the next, something else.
Right.
And she's pursuing her dream now. She recently got into grad school. She's going to be going to Scotland in the fall to study in Scotland at the graduate level in a field that she's really excited about. And so you can. So she does use a lot of the techniques that I have learned and written about and studied about over the years. And so it's fun to see her apply them in her own life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That is so great because it is so true. Absolutely true. Let's talk a little bit about the energy, because I'd like to get into the Feng Shui a little bit to try to share a little bit of that with people too, because I think that that's kind of important.
Sure.
It's something we haven't talked about here on the station maybe once in a blue moon, but I think that the energy of those around us is a tremendous uplifting experience. If you get with someone that's very negative and everything, I do a lot of group things, and when I'm with people, I get some of those in the group that are very downer. They're just downers, and I realize that energy that they're giving off is not really going to work for them. And so,
well, it actually is working for them because they're getting exactly what they're giving off. And that's what's always happening about energy is you're vibrating at a certain frequency, and you're going to connect with experiences that are on that same level. So if you don't like what's happening, it's all about raising your frequency, raising your vibration.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I say to them. I say, it's not working for you, because it is true. I think that when you're at that level, your attraction level is there. And so you're attracting those individuals. And so often we talk about dating, relationship building, things like that. And I've often said that if you're attracting the wrong kind of person to you, you have to look at you, not look at them. Everybody gets
exactly right.
Them because why are you coming into my life? Well, it's because that's where your energy level is.
That's right. That's right. And our surroundings and the people around us, they're always mirroring our own energy, your own energy back to you. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing to look at in relationships is what is being mirrored back to you, from that other person. And is it something that you like, or is it something that's annoying you or you don't like? What is it? And the work is always on oneself. Mm-hmm. And so the people around us are really teaching us what it is we need to do, for our own healing. And our own work.
Right. Yeah. No, it's very interesting because I've been told that I'm very high energy. Not that I'm active. I'm not like overactive, but I'm high energy, and my belief system is very high on things will work out. Wherever we're at now, what are we going to take from this? What are we going to learn from this situation? And how can we improve it and make it better? Because
that's absolutely right. That's a great attitude.
Get to that end result that we do. And so I'm very high energy when it comes to that. And a lot of people will tell me that when they're with me, a shift happens in their lives, that they get what they want are getting. So, that's a compliment. I hope
that's right, because that your frequency is going out, and they're absorbing some of that, which is awesome.
Yeah. That truly is. So, I love it. I think this is a very worthwhile, very interesting subject that we should all pay closer attention to, because I don't think that we do concentrate on our energy levels as much as we should. And so your book, and I want to make sure that I let everyone know, it's Money is an Energy Game. And you guys can get this book here. It really is a game changer. And it's available. You can go to their website, which is Money is an Energy Game. And if you guys need to spell it, it's MONEYIS ANENERGY GAME.com. It's $24.99, or you can get it on Kindle for $9.99. So go ahead and do that, and really change up your game a little bit. So I think it's a very important subject. I think it's something that we can create the shifts in our lives. And our life has a choice, right? We have a choice of how we want to play out our existence.
Absolutely. Every day we have a choice. We're making choices all day long. And so in the book, we do, it's divided into three sections, three parts. The third part is what we call take an energy inventory. So you can take 6 weeks and just monitor what's going on in your life in terms of sleep, and it's not about good or bad or doing anything right or wrong. It's just taking note of, like, how much sleep are you getting every day and how are you feeling? There's another week on food, noticing, what it is you're eating. And it's not about going on a diet or losing weight or anything like that. It's just making a connection, the energetic connection between what you're eating and how you feel afterward. It's also about a week on your feelings and emotions, noticing, what's happening, who's coming into your life. Did you spend time with someone that made you feel really good, or did you spend time with people who you felt dragged your energy down? There's another week on thoughts. What thoughts are coming into your head every day, and you're just tracking these. So we provide worksheets where you can track them. There's also a week on spirituality and a week on exercise. So you could take 6 weeks and just monitor your own energy and notice the patterns. And then you get to decide what you want to change or not. Mm-hmm. And we also have, as I said, a link to, it's a free emotional and freedom healing release. So it's a tapping session to let go of your own blockages as it relates to money.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. So it's like getting the book for free, because that session would be $25 recorded anyways.
Yeah. So what an advantage we have.
Yes. And we also have over 100 tools, tips, and techniques that are written throughout the book, and then they're summarized at the end of the book, so that you can pick what works for you. There's something there for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Right. And here's the thing, is that we're all at different levels, right? We're all in different places in our lives. We all have different needs, different wants, different desires. And but I love the one on the thoughts, because to me, I think your thoughts can really be the killer.
Oh, absolutely. And
you got the second place you got going on in there.
And back to your earlier comment about we all get different things. Somebody was just telling me the other day that she's reading the book for a second time. She said, "Oh my gosh, I am getting so much more out of this the second time around. The first time was a little hard, but this time things are just popping out at me." And it's because she's at a different level than she was the first time around.
Yeah, that is great. And we often say on our videos here, a lot of we encourage those to listen to them again, or listen to them later, because you are at a different place in your life, and you'll absorb something that you might not have absorbed before, because you're ready to hear it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And this happens, throughout all of our lives, that when you're ready, say the teacher shows up or the answer shows up, you put it out there and you say, "Hey, I need help." And then it's up to you to notice all the help that's coming along the way.
Yeah, I love that when you said at the beginning of the show, and you talked about, Madeline, and where if something happens to you 3 times, you start really
right.
to it. It's like, and I used to always say, God will open the door for me, and I try to climb through the window instead. But it's those things are there for us. And they do come into our lives. Our path does. We do get these signs, or these people or individuals, or whatever it is that comes into our lives.
Sure.
And we need to definitely take advantage of that, right? We need to
absolutely. And we also have a chapter in here on Feng Shui. It's Feng Shui for the office. So for all people who are in business, that could be a good chapter just to go and learn how your environment really influences what's going on. We also have a chapter on good timing. Madeline's an astrologer, and so we have some basics about good timing. I have been using astrology actually all of my life, and I've been using Madeline's Good Timing Guide for the last 20 years in particular. It really makes a difference. There's just a few specific patterns to look for that can make a big difference in every day. When to make certain decisions, when not to, and it's universal. It's not based on your horoscope or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this sounds like a wonderful book. We're going to have to take a break. I've even slid past the time that we normally take our break.
Okay.
I am so interested in this subject, and you are a delightful guest, and I want to thank you.
Well, thank you, Cece.
With us here. Peg Donahue, we're talking if the money is an energy game. We most certainly know that it is, and we want to change your life and hopefully create the shifts that you want. So everyone stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We are the #1 singles talk network. Our station is goingsolomedia.com. I'm Cece Shatz, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We are the #1 Internet Singles Talk Network, and we are in the Business Showcase, and we have a wonderful guest here with us today. We're talking about the money is an energy game with our wonderful guest, Margaret Donohue. And Peg, thank you so much for the first half of the show, because I tell you, it was a wealth of information. If y'all missed it, you got to go back and listen to the first part, because we talked about so many different things, which I think can be helpful. This part of the show, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Feng Shui, mainly because I'm just interested in it myself, because I've recently moved, and as you can see behind me, it's a little bit messy, and I still haven't figured out how to do the placement of things to be able to, like you said, Feng Shui, from what I understand about it, is that it can, if you don't arrange your home or your office or your surroundings in the right way, you can lose your energy, right? Your energy can escape you.
Well, let's turn that around.
Okay.
Arranging your environment can enhance your life. How about that?
Yeah. See, I love this. You are very positive, and that we create that shift, that positive moment. But
that's right. And that's the same thing about money. Every time you hear it don't come up, switch it around to what it is you want.
Yeah.
So what is it that you'd like in your environment? Mm-hmm. Not so much what you'd like to have, but what is it you'd like your environment to do for you?
Well, I guess for me and most people, we want some sort of serenity, don't we, when we're home? We want that. I work out of my home, and so my office is in my home, and it's actually in the biggest space that I have. Because I love what I do, and so I want to be able to have that in my environment. But I want to make sure that, I know that there's certain things, like you shouldn't put something by a window or whatever. Somebody told me one time, like, I have an elephant that I got. Well, the elephant should point out the window, because if it doesn't point out the window, it's a negative thing. So I always point that little elephant out the window. So I don't know, I just do it. I do it at home.
There's lots of folklore coming in. The most important thing is to have your space be really comfortable. So create your space so that you really, really love it. And secondly, you want to make sure that everything is working so that keep in mind safety and comfortable and comfort. So you make sure your plumbing is working, make sure your electric is working, look for sharp angles and try and soften those. The same thing with furniture, have more rounded furniture than things with the sharp edges. Third, you want to put your heart and soul into your space. So be creative and put things on the wall. Years ago, I worked with a family. They weren't sure they wanted it to be in their house, and so they had never really. There was nothing on the wall. They weren't sure over the period of time they were there. They had been there 10 years. And so all that time they really weren't sure. And I said, well, it's really time to move in. Go ahead and put some things up on the wall. So really learn to love your space. And then fourth, you want to make sure that everything is organized, everything except clutter. So clutter is the number one thing that drags us down, and it holds you in place. So clutter is anything that you don't use or you don't love. It's as simple as that. And it doesn't have a place in our lives, except it is in our lives, and it commands a lot of attention. And it oftentimes it drags you right down and stops you in place. So if you want to begin to create a good Feng Shui, and Feng Shui is everywhere. It's not a belief system or anything. It's just energy. It's here. And the premise is that your space is a mirror of your inner self. And as I said earlier, the work is always on ourselves. So you look around your space, and you'll get an idea of what's there. And if you've been in an area of, a home or an office for a long time, take pictures of it. Take your phone out and just take a video or take still photos and study them. Because after you've been in a space for 30 days, everything glazes over. You don't see it anymore. You don't see that pile of paper or that pile of books or, the sweater that's thrown over the chair or whatever. You just glaze over it. It's gone. But everybody else sees it, and that energy. The energy imprint is there.
Yeah, everybody will, because I've
and also
the unmentionables over the arm of the chair.
Right, and also it's all energy. So the history of what has happened in a space stays in the space until, say, the roof comes off, or until you take it down to the studs, or you repaint and change it. There's an old saying: if these walls, could talk, they'd have stories to tell. And I say that is so true, because the energy of a space is always absorbed into that space.
Right. And that I feel that too. And I wonder if those out there listening have ever experienced that, is like you've walked into a space and you've been uncomfortable.
Yes.
And so there's no reason why you should feel that way, but you just feel uncomfortable. I know that when I was looking for a home, that I had to wait till I felt good about something. And
yes.
And so I really kind of like this space. I was just thinking the other day, I said, I'm getting to where I kind of love it.
That's great. Well, you really do. You want to love your space. And here we are, we're talking about money is an energy game today. And so there is an area in your space that relates to prosperity, because it's not, our book is not just about money. It's about prosperity and blessings and living a good life. Right. So in Feng Shui, in the Western version of Feng Shui, we use what's called a Bagwa Map. And Bagwa just means 9 areas, 9 sections. So you take your space and just put a tic-tac-toe board over it, a grid of 9. And the front entrance will be on the bottom. So that back left corner relates to prosperity, money and blessings coming into your life. So that's a great area to energize. Again, make sure that you don't have clutter in there. It's clean, it's sparkling, and then you can enhance it. And also, you have the going solo media, right? Yeah. And so there's an area also that's relates to relationships. There's actually 2 areas. The front left corner. Again, when you divide your space into a grid of 9 or tic-tac-toe board. So the front left relates to our own personal development. And the back right, so the diagonal opposite, is about partnership. It's about marriage. It's about relationships with other people. And what I have found in my own practice is, first you have to be in a good relationship with yourself in order to be in a successful relationship with others. It's like you have to know yourself first and do your own work, and then you can really grow and develop relationships with others.
Yeah.
And, here we are, Sunday is Mother's Day coming up. And one of the deeper aspects of Feng Shui is in that relationship gua, or sector that we call. It also relates to your energy with your mother. Your mother, mother-in-law, stepmother, any mother in your life. So if there's any type of a block with, say, the moms in your life, then that could interfere with your own relationships with others. So letting go, doing your own work to let go of blockages with mom, grievances.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yes, it's fascinating. And I have seen it come up over and over again. I'll be working with somebody, that want to cultivate a relationship, and I'll just, kind of probe a little bit and just ask about, well, what's your relationship with your mom like? And oh my gosh, sometimes, big things come up. It's like, oops, we hit the button. So it's through forgiveness. It's letting that go. It's not that whatever happened was right or wrong. It's about letting it go. It's not holding it in your body any longer. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Well, I tell you, I really do feel that your book is going to definitely change and shift lives. I personally am going to buy it as soon as I can today.
Fabulous.
I definitely think that, it's everything that I truly believe in. I do believe that, we can shift our lives. We can create, what we truly want in our lives. And so, to be able to break it down as nicely as you have done, with your thoughts and with all of the different processes, I really think that will not only help others out there, but help myself. So I'm definitely going to get it. So everyone, the name of the book is Money is an Energy Game. It is written by Margaret Donohue and Madeline, what is it?
Gerwick. Madeline Gerwick.
Right. You don't happen to have a copy of the book on you, do you?
I do. I have it right here.
That's what it looks like. So if you go on and you want to get it, it looks like that with the light bulb and everything. It's really great. Yeah.
It has a lot of material in here.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And it's well worth it. So again, you can go to the website, which is moneyisanenergygame.com, and you can get the book, the hard copy book, for $24.99, or you can go on Kindle and get it for $9.99. So you can't beat that. So under $10, you can do something positive that will change your life. So I think it's definitely a game changer, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about your book. I'm excited about having you here with us. You've given us a wealth of information and very positive. So thank you so much.
Yes, well, it's really a pleasure speaking with you on this, and I'd be happy to find out what happens as a result of you reading the book and the shifts that you make.
Yeah,
the changes that you make and what you notice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be
even in
fun.
my office, I'm going to be doing a mural on, because that's like closet doors on the back. So like, what do you do?
Yes,
with
I see
closet
those.
doors? So I'm going to be doing a mural on that. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, my daughter and I have been looking at different things to be able to do to try to jazz that up a little bit. So,
yeah. Okay, and all color. See, it's all energy. So color has energy.
Right.
It brings it right. Yes.
The mom, you gotta paint it. You gotta paint that. It's too white, but it's not you. You gotta paint that a little bit. So
that's right. But this is your space. So make it the way that you want it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then read the chapter on Feng Shui for your office, and I also write a newsletter every month. So. Mm-hmm. The last few months, I have been writing a little bit about home office versus, work, because right now it's meshed together. Wow. And so when you're working at home, you want to be able to also to separate, to put your work away at say when you're done and move back home.
Yeah, I love working at home. I love working in this environment. I really could have an office and go out and do it, but I decided now that I wanted to stick right here. I just enjoy it so much, and I probably work more than I should, but
Yeah, but similar to me, when you're doing what you love, you don't think of it so much as work. It's your life. It's how your life works. Right. Yeah, that's what you do.
Well, I love you. I think you're great. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll come back on again.
Oh, I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to.
One of our hosts, Janet M. Reynolds, she would be great. I would love to try to get you to come on her show, because she talks a lot about that kind of thing. She's a psychic, and so.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be really kind of cool.
That would be a lot of fun.
But thank you so much.
All right.
I really do feel that this helped. Now we're about ready to close out the show. Is there any last words you'd like to leave our audience here today?
Well, I would like to leave them with you can change your life. So, focus on the end result of what you really want to have for yourself. And then bring your energy around there, think good thoughts around there. Know that you can have it, that you can bring really, really good things and awesome things into your life.
That's wonderful. And I totally agree with that. I do believe it's your mindset, it's our energy. We want to raise our vibration level.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going strong with what we do. We do believe in surround ourselves with
And
positive.
find something to be happy about every day, regardless of your circumstances. Even in the most dire circumstances, we can, find a spark of joy. So find that within you, and then that is the catalyst for change.
Yeah.
Finding something to be happy about every day.
Yeah. That being grateful, having a great
Yes,
gratitude.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been a
Okay,
pleasure
thank
having
you,
you on
Cece,
here.
and you're doing a great job out there with your program as well.
Oh, thank you. So I've enjoyed it very much, and I know that those out there that are listening will certainly enjoy the show. So again, you guys, want you to go out and get the book. It's called Money is an Energy Game. You can get it right on the website, and it's a beautiful book. So it's it's a nice, good size book with lots of information in it. It's Money is an Energy Game.com. So that's MoneyIsAnenergygame.com. $24.99, under $25 for a really great book, or you can go to Kindle and just get it for $9.99. So we want you to do that. We want you to get the book any way you want. I kind of like the written form because I like to write in it, make notes and things like that. But whatever works for you, we want you to be able to take advantage of it. So thank you again, Peg. I appreciate all that you've done here today. And thank you so much for sharing with us.
And thank you, Cece. It's been my pleasure.
Oh, it's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, the time went by very quickly. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. Again, my name is Cece Shatz. I'm the Doyenne of Relationships, and I'm president of Going Solo Network. You can find everything we do right on the goingsolo-network.com. It's got all our groups on there. Please join them. If we got a brand new group that I'm really excited about. It's called Going Solo Community. I would like to offer you a free membership. All you have to do is email me at goingsolo-network@gmail.com. Tell me that you want the code. I'm interested in the code, and I will send you a free code to be able to get in for the membership. We'd love to have you. It is a brand new site. There's a lot of stuff on it. I don't want to go into it now with you, but it's one that I think definitely will shift your life, will change things for you. As this wonderful book here today, we talked about Money is an Energy Game with our beautiful guest, Peg Donahue. So please, again, if you guys are interested in getting the book, go to their website, moneyisanenergygame.com, or go to Kindle and get it. So we hope you enjoyed this show as much as I did. I know I loved it. I hope you guys did too. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, the Business Showcase. Love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.